All right, let's talk about how to find these opportunities. So, unlike all the other modules that we've talked about, we're not actually going to use search engine operators. We're just going to go straight to the site that we want to target. So, we want to find sites that publish a lot of content, like Forbes and Inc., pretty much any media site that you would have in mind. And we want to find sites that leverage contributors. Now, that means that contributors don't get paid. They do it for their own reasons, whereas staff writers are on salary, and basically they get paid so they have morals, and they're not going to be as easy to, pay them to link. So we want to find contributors, young kids that are hustling, trying to build a personal brand, whatever the reason is that they're writing for these sites. We want to target them because they will be more willing to work with us. So I'm just going to use Forbes as an example. I'm actually going to go into a live, just jump in there and see if I can find someone. And we're going to start by finding the niche within Forbes. So, if we're looking for entrepreneurship, if we're looking for finance, if we're looking for business, small business, we go to that section and we want to find contributors that write for those sections, because contributors only write for one section. They don't write for finance and business and health. They only write for one. So we want to really niche down into the ones that we want to target, and we want to find contributors there. And we want to click through on their personal bios that are featured on all of these sites, and we want to follow them on social because, again, link building and everything that we're doing here is an exchange of value. There's so much value that you can add to these people by following them on social, retweeting their links, liking their status updates on Facebook or LinkedIn, whatever that may be. And it helps to break the ice too. So when these people see you retweeting their stuff, when you eventually send them an outreach email, it's not cold. It's not just some spammer from, wherever sending an email. It's more of an open connection. They say, okay, yeah, this kid has been retweeting my shit. I kind of know who he is. I'm going to open this email and actually read it and potentially respond to it too. So let me show you. Let's just jump right into it here and show you. So we're here on Forbes. Let's go to, damn it, Forbes. Come on. Click on this drop down. My internet wasn't so slow. Damn it, man. Sorry, this is really annoying, isn't it? All right, this is what we're going to do. So, well, you can already see here. You can just see Forbes staff, contributor. Because my internet is being so stupid. Okay, let's go to tech. Let's click on tech here and see what we got. And you can do a number of ways to find contributors. I'm just going to scroll down. Forbes staff. No. Forbes staff. No. Here we go. Contributor. Let's check out what Ethan's talking about. So if we were looking for somebody in the science niche, we'll click here on Nathan. God, isn't it so annoying that these sites rank so well and they have so much crap on them? They have the absolute worst user experience. This is what pisses me off about Google. They're like, oh, we look at user experience signals. Like, if you were looking at user experience signals, you wouldn't accept this bullshit. It pisses me off. Sorry. Side note. Anyways, so here you go. Here's his information here. So click down here on full bio. Let's see what he's got to say. And I'm just going to right click and open these things up to see what he's all about. So here he is on Facebook here. I could go ahead and like his page. You could then send him a message here. That's a way to communicate. You can also share his stuff, adding value. Here he is on Twitter. This is honestly why I started using Twitter, was for outreach. It's a tremendous resource. I strongly suggest that you build a presence on Twitter, not to build traffic, but for communication purposes. It's really important. So he does not have a website here. Let's see if he has a website here in his bio here. He's got a Medium. He's got Medium. Okay, so he doesn't have his own website. It's not necessarily a problem. We can go to his Medium. So he's a writer. So anyways, the point is that, well, two things. Number one, you can see he writes for more than just Forbes. He also writes for NASA. These are really, really big sites. He might be a little bit harder to corrupt, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to try. So basically what we want is we want to find writers that are contributors and that are freelancers, because what we're going to do, the plan of attack here, is we're actually going to offer to hire them as freelance writers first. So you're not just going to find him and say, oh, let me send him a direct message and ask him if he'll link to my site on Forbes. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to ever happen, okay? So get that out of your mind. This is a long play. This is chess, not checkers here. What we want to do is we want to build a relationship with him. And we build a relationship with him, honestly, by paying him. So what you can do is you get his contact info. I like people with a site personally. because I have a lot going on Medium today. I like to find people with a website. Damn, 20 notifications. Okay. I like to find people with a website, because then they've got an email address. You can read more about them. You can find out if they freelance. You saw how long it took me to find this guy right here. All these contributors are like that. They generally have a homepage. Go to their homepage, send them an email, and ask them if they freelance right. And I'm going to cover that pitch later in the next one. But the reason we do that is because we're adding value to them, right? So if we can get them to freelance right for us a couple of times, they've got our trust, and then we can say, oh, hey, by the way, I see you write for Forbes. Would you be interested in I'll pay you to write a post on there? It's a much different pitch than if you just send him an email and say, hey, I'll pay you to write a pitch on Forbes. He's going to be like, no, I don't think so, dude. But if you add value to him by following him on social, by paying him for some freelance writing, you can really, really have an effect. So in the next video, I'm actually going to talk. I went a little bit over here and ran cross swords here a little bit. But in the next video, I'm going to talk about how to send that pitch and how to get them on board as a freelance writer. And I actually want to give you a couple of live examples of why I'm on Search Engine Journal, because I use one of their writers. It's very easy, actually. So I'm going to give you a couple of live examples, and I'm going to give you a couple of different avenues to take to really, really blow this thing up.